Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today is the day we're going to put on the glue tread. The plugs aren't holding air anymore, so we're going to see if we can get this glue tread on there. See how it works, test its longevity. I've heard mixed reviews. Probably depends on application. If you're out in the woods, probably going to be in a bigger hurry to get it on there. Might make some mistakes, so we're doing this at the house. So let's see what we can do with it. So as you can see, we still got plugs in there, still leaking air, but she's flat. So we're gonna put on the glue tread, side-by-side sidewall repair. But I gotta do a little work first because we got some raised letters right here. We need to get that smoothed off. And unlike another video I saw where somebody used a chainsaw and hacked off some tread and all that good fun stuff, we're not gonna do that. We are going to use the Dremel. Let me get this off and I'll get right back to you. Alright, well, I bought a specific tool to use with my Dremel, but I can't find it to help me get down these raised letters in a spot right here where I can put I tried to get where I can get these raised letters off so that I can make it flat and be able to put the glue tread on. However, I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it, so we're gonna have to make do with what we got. This Dremel has a little kit with it, but not what I need, but I've just got to use what I have. So we're gonna make do with what we got and see how we can get this done. So let's see if this is gonna do us. If this is gonna work. Where's my damn? Slowly. We'll probably time lapse this because this is gonna take a while. Alright, now we're going to try to cut that off. I'm going to switch the tip out. We're going to cut this down flush and so I can get around and get a better spot to smooth out. Got Harbor Freight. It's rechargeable, and so far so good. Would come in handy on the trail too if you had to have it, right? So we're getting a little hot. That plug in there real good, but we'll put a piece of glue tread. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, it fell. But once we're done, we'll get a piece and we'll cut to size and we'll put it on there, and hopefully that will resolve our problem for a little while anyway. Working pretty good to get it off of there. Oh. Well, those are pretty chintzy, so we're gonna change it and put something different on there. All right, so we changed it out, put the little ball back on there, see if we can get it smoothed out a little better. We got most of the big stuff off. Now we'll just smooth it out a little more and see how it goes. All right, let's get this. I haven't even opened this package yet. So here it is, gluetread. Chainsaw not required. Super Greg. Zach from Dirt Dudes. If you know, you know. I just wish I could have found that other tool I bought to go on that Dremel. Probably would have been better. So he comes with this big chunk. I think they're smaller, maybe not. Got sandpaper. Use less adhesive. More is not better. So yeah, sandpaper, rubber. Got the instructions. Prep the surface, apply adhesive to the cut edges. Hold the cut edges back together, allow 1 minute to cure. Once dried, lightly resand to remove excess dried adhesive. We're not going to do that because I'll put it in there, but we still got the plugs I left in there because that's a pretty good hole. Took 4 plugs to fill it and it's still leaking air. Measure patch. Trace on the tire. Use a patch to cover damage and at least 1/2 inch around. So we're good here. We'll just put a square right there. We'll cut this down because we're not going to need all that. I mean, ultimately, a piece like that size, that little corner right there should cover that just like we need it. So that's what we're going to do there, and see how well it holds. What else we got? Oh, there's smaller pieces. Okay, so that's even better. That's even better. That ought to probably do it right there. That's about a 1/2 inch there. 1/2 inch on each side, 1/2 inch above. We're going to use that right there. Comes with bigger, so there's a big chunk, 2 pieces this size, and then there's 2 pieces that size. So we'll probably just use that. That ought to probably do it. And what else we got in here? The glue. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 glue packs in here. So we know we're going to probably use that. So we'll take the rest of this, put this all up. Put that back in there. Well, you'd have to have a big hole for that to work. Anyway, so let's, I'm going to start getting this stuff ready and then we'll be back. Alright, so I got some sandpaper, and now that I've ground those letters off, we're going to see if we can smooth it out a little bit more. You know, really, just like when you were a kid, we were patching bicycle tires all the time. Kind of the same concept, or patching tubes, really, you know, same concept, except outside of the tire. You always had to scuff the tube up. Let's try that. Try to get this surface somewhat. It ain't gonna be perfectly smooth, but it's better than it was with those letters. I mean, I can't obviously get it all off, but do your best. The better you make it, the better it's gonna stick. So we're probably good there. Get these directions out again, because I kind of have an idea of how it should work, but also don't want to do this twice. Get our glue out, one of our glue applicators out. We're going to fill that in around with glue. I imagine this will probably do pretty well for how we're doing it, because I'm not taking the plugs out, so I'm not creating a bigger hole so that when I put air back in the tire, it bulges where the gouge is at. I mean, if you got a big massive hole, anything out maybe bigger than that, you're probably just getting a fix to get out of the woods, you know, if that's probably the extent of it, if I had to guess. I'm guessing I gotta cut that. Alright, we're gonna glue the actual cut where the plugs, I mean, it's pretty much full, but we're gonna just make sure. I don't care if I get glue on my fingers, not a big deal. So there's that. Now it says to wait and then re-sand. You're gonna need a pocket knife or scissors, something to cut the tip off of that super glue. And we're gonna let that dry for a minute. I'm gonna sand it down, and then when I come back, we'll start putting glue on this, get that on there as we need it, and go from there. Okay, so now we're gonna apply the glue in little bitty dots. This ought to be the hardest, it's probably the hardest part of the whole thing is remember it said less is more, but applying this with this little dropper is not the easiest. Alright, so we got all that on there. Now we're going to apply some more around the hole. Got her in there. Get her squeezed in. This is that's the fast drying stuff. It's already drying, sticking to my damn fingers. I'm just gonna press down on it real good. I don't know how. We'll press down on it real good. And then what I'm gonna do before it's over with is I'm gonna trim these edges, or at least round them off, these corners and the edges, so it's smoother, so it don't catch, less likely to catch on something, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna use the pocket knife to apply the pressure. I mean, it's sticking pretty good, but we also want to make sure that, you know, just like a tube on a bicycle when you were a kid, had that little roller, you know, just find something that you can press against it. That's what I'm doing, just to make sure. I mean, it doesn't necessarily say to do this, but that's what we're doing anyway. Especially on your ends, you're right, your edges. I'm gonna make sure that there's no gaps. All right, that should do it. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'll come back with the Dremel, and we're gonna trim these edges and kind of flatten them out a little bit so they can't catch on something. And then we'll put some air in it. All right, we got it on there. It says to wait 5-10 minutes to let it cure, and then you can inflate it. I don't know if you can tell because of the shade or whatever, but there's a little square patch right here. It's done pretty good on these ITP tires. These are the Versacross. I got these because they're a little harder compound, and this one we really ride more on the roads too, and gravel, a lot of the back roads out here, so I don't want a softer, real soft compound tire unless ITP wants to give me a new set of those Savages to try out. I'll give it a go. I don't see that happening, but hey, it'd be awesome if they would, right? Anyway, we're gonna take this now and let it cure a little bit longer, and then I'll get the Dremel out and we'll smooth these edges out, because I don't want it to be that sharp of a cut. I want them to be more of a transition and a little smoother. All right, I think we're good. I even went as far as just squeezing, because I mean, you can't recap that off. So I let that dry for a little bit, then I squeezed some more and let it go all the way around the edge. You know, again, I was gonna have to throw that away anyway, because you can't seal it off. There's no way to seal it, so it is what it is. We'll do that. I already did that, so now we're gonna get the Dremel and we're gonna smooth these sides, the corners, stuff out on it. All right, so we're gonna take this now. We're gonna smooth out these corners and the edges and just kind of make them so they're not as easy to grab, rocks or anything like that. And we'll just take her nice and easy. See if this one works. Which it worked before. I think that'll do it. I said just putting some nice, taking those hard edges off, kind of round it off a little bit, because you know, you get a tire, a rock, anything that catches that hard edge, and the odds of it ripping that off are greater than just rounding it. Give it something to slide on, make it a little easier. Ain't perfect, but we'll try to make it the best we can. And we're going to test the longevity of this stuff, and I'll let you know how it works. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. We're going to throw some air in this thing. You'll see that, and that'll be it for this one. All right, we're airing it up. Should be fine, so I'll come back to you when we got her full. All right, we got it aired back up. I put 10 PSI in them. That's what I've had in them from the last time we went out and just ran around the gravel roads out here. Typically in the Can-Am, I've got, I think, 8 in those now. I was running 7. I put a little bit more in them the other day. But the gluetread patch is on there. We'll see how long it lasts. That's kind of the goal, unless ITP wants to send me some more tires. Gluetread, this is your shot right here. Because I don't think they make this tire anymore. The Versacross they do, but they changed it. I think they've made the spacing wider in between these. I can't remember what it's called, the V2 or something. I don't remember. They do make another one, but it's not the exact same tires as these. So these tires only got like 300 miles on them, maybe a little more. I mean, you can see the tread is still crazy deep. Good tire, harder compound, more for road riding, but they work great. I haven't had any issues with them. But again, I would like to try those Savages. Hit me up, ITP. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. The moral to this is to make sure you have what you need on the trail to get you out, right? So I had a plug kit. Took 4 plugs to fill that hole, got us out of the woods. Gosh, that was probably maybe a month or so, 2 months ago, maybe not quite that long. And I've started losing air, so it was leaking around those plugs. That's why I bought this gluetread, so we can put that on there, and we're going to test the longevity of it. Hopefully it works. I've heard good and bad, so we're just going to figure it out for ourselves. So thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share it with your friends. Let's find out if this is going to work, right? See how long it lasts, and make sure you have what you need with you on the trail so you don't get stuck out there. Y'all have a good one.